All right, how we doing? Let me try to get everything situated here. Previously on Kimba TV. All right, cool. There you go. 644K realized. So this could still go. What is that? Is that not Kimba box? I just said. All right, let me take a look here. Native says still having long open orders. That's a negative. Officer Osher says in a Doge short. Okay, I probably wouldn't be shorting right now, but Doge is a unique animal, so best of luck. Crypto Cypress says, do you keep the 3 open orders? No. Do you? Why would we, Cypress? Crypto Cypress, you're not understanding why I had the limit entries there. Do you know why I had the limit entries there? If you understand that, then you'll know that those changed, and so I can't have the same ones anymore. So it always starts with understanding why. That's why I always tell people you should rewind and get caught up and understand why I did something. As long as you understand the why, then you won't really have questions like that. So in a simplistic sense, Cypress, the Fibonacci range changed, right? Yesterday it was this. Now it's this. So the limits should be different. Does that make sense? But once you start to make these higher highs, brother, you know, this is probably done for. It's low probability it's going to come back. All right. The next thing that you'd be waiting for is for some sort of like sweep. That's why I was saying the short might be a little bit too premature, whoever was shorting Doge, but I don't know what Doge is doing, but you wouldn't want to short Biddy, right? We're looking for longs, right? We're looking for longs right around here. All righty, and the most important thing is we're watching this, right? It's already outside of value area high. So the only real short attempt you would have is a sweep, and you would have to come right back in here. You would maybe give it 30 minutes to come back from 29.4 to, you know, right back into the zone. Otherwise, that's not a good short. If you take the sweep and it does this, oh, get the fuck out of the short because it's going to go back up probably, right? So pretty simple stuff. Yeah, so let's see if S&P is going to make it to the gamma at 46 hundo. Did we not just fucking talk about this? Come on, baby. Easy money. Yeah, we literally just talked about this, y'all. Bugatti, that's right, 83. I'm telling you, if you can understand these things, it's really not that hard, man. Okay, you see what I'm saying? If you understand this shit, it's not too hard. It's not too hard. That's the first place where you would even think about shorting. Right? It's a sweep. Easy money. We just talked about it. It hasn't swept on Coinbase. Okay, I like that. I like where your head is at. I like that you're watching that. Yeah, it did. Oh, it did not. Oh, yeah, it did not sweep by a little bit. So eventually it might come back a little bit later, but you already know what it is. It swept on Binance. That's a valid sweep on Binance. So it doesn't necessarily have to do it right now. It can still, this could be the one to come back now. Okay, but we'll see. But what did we just say? It has to tuck right back into value area low. So if it is going to sweep, then this guy, what did we say, like 30 minutes or an hour, it's got to come back in. It's got to come back into the value area again. Then that's a valid short. So it's pretty simple. So if you were going to short, then this would be the first time you would even think about it. Shorting anything below here is just like a gamble. Pretty cool, right? Didn't sweep on Bybit as well. It doesn't have to sweep everywhere for it to be valid. It's the one that has the most amount of liquidity. So, and then, you know, ideally this is when I would have been filled. But once it starts making higher highs and stuff like that, and then you see that sweep, then it might be trying to form a range. So now I don't think I'm going to try to do this. This is still valid though, but it's really about probabilities. You can still try to long this. That's not bad. But if this really ends up being a sweep of the range high, then the probability of it sweeping the range low is higher. Does that make sense? Okay, because they're gonna set the range, and they're gonna bank, and most likely, and some of you guys were already alphaing yourself. You guys noticed that Coinbase, certain ones didn't sweep. Okay, so shit, that might be a really good TP if you're gonna take this long. Okay. So let's see what happens. If this really is a sweep, then most likely the math says it is gonna visit this area. Will we see a bounce from there? Who knows? So if this really ends up being a sweep structure, then whether we get filled here or we get filled on a sweep, that becomes higher probability for us to see together. I really sometimes do think like I should start scalping a little bit, because that would have been a nice little short to possibly take for a scalp, back down to range lows or something. It's just too time consuming because you really have to be staring at this shit, and I really prefer that I didn't have to stare at this shit, Good Life says traditional markets are the Kimba box using the all-time high. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, so if you look at our this is S&P 500. So we are pretty far above the golden poquito. There you go. If like this, see this sweeping 786, if this started to pull back and make a lower low, then like Kimba box long is fine. Because the probability of it after hitting 786 on the reverse 786, something like this. So then I would have gone like this, and I like, see that? Oh my God, I don't even have to, holy fuck, do you see this? Look at the box that I drew. If it had rejected off of 786 and it started to make a lower low, then I would have longed that. Okay, but on this, the probability of it sweeping the lower low is higher now. So yeah, as long as you understand the probability, the rest is up to you. Like, who gives a shit if you want to try to long here or not? Like, that's, we're all our own man. So as long as you understand the probability and you want to take a stab still at a golden pocket, there's nothing wrong with that. But the math is the math. No matter how badly you want it to bounce, okay, if it just did this, okay, the probability of it sweeping this is higher now. And the market makers, the math isn't going to care if you want to long the golden pocket or not. Alrighty, so yeah, if I was going to try to still look for a Kimba box or a golden pocket type of reaction, this rejection and going back down would have been much better. Then I would probably try to take it. But based off of this, the chances of it sweeping this is higher now. NJ says, what if we just break through 29.4? What are you going to do? What do you mean? You guys, see, the thing about new traders is you feel like you have to take every little move. So it's all about the highest probable thing. So if it breaks through 29.4, then we're going to just wait for the next setup. Yeah, but there is no like, oh shit, I'm not in a long market smash. You don't do that. So you have a plan, and if the plan doesn't come to fruition, then you move on to the next one, brother. But we're certainly not going to be like, oh, fuck, market smash. We're not going to do that, right, NJ? Yeah, I mean, it's the math is the math. So if there's a 70% probable thing, I'm going to just be patient and wait for it. If the 30% happens, then it's all right. I'll wait for the next one. Yeah, but it's really just all about identifying what's a high probable move and what's not. Does that make sense, NJ? That's the only thing that you have to do. You don't have to be thinking about trying to get in every single thing. That's why I don't really like scalping, because you spend so much time watching this shit and you may or may not get it. So for me, like in a little bit, I'm going to completely walk away from the charts. So I will set an alert for like right here, an alert for right here, and an alert for right here. And then when TradingView goes doo-doo-doo, I'll just come back and take a look at what the fuck it's doing. And it can do this. It could do this. It could nuke from here, another sweep. It could sweep this. Yeah, so like I said, the only thing the levels that I would care about is that, this guy right here, and that right there. That's it. And then we just wait. But you don't have to be like, okay, well, what if it does this? Well, if it does this, we're not in a long. We already missed it. Yeah, but basically what you're asking is what if it doesn't do the highest probable move, right? That's the question. What if you don't get the sweep, or what if it just goes? Well, then it just goes. And we'll just remember that. I'll try to look at, okay, where did like an open interest change somewhere? Did I miss some guy just buying 100 mil worth or something? And then that's it. But if we don't get, like, if it does this, guess what? It's still going to be a juicer. There's going to be something about open interest or order flow that I'm going to be able to go back and take a look and be like, oh, that's what happened. And then next time, if we're in a similar price action like this, and I'm expecting it to sweep, I can remember today and be like, but last time, a big order came in, or open interest started to change, or CVD started to change. So even if we don't get into a trade, the price action is the real juice. Does that make sense? So I guess the answer would be, I'm still going to look at what happened and remember it for next time. You don't want to be the guy that is like, oh, fuck, I missed it, and you have no idea what happened, and the next time you miss it again too. Alpizzi says, when you enter in trades like that, how do you determine your stop? A couple of things you can do. First off, you can measure things like how much of a sweep it missed. What percentage of the time does it grab all the liquidity? We like to combine all the exchanges, but sometimes maybe you can look just at Bybit or just at Binance, right? So we could take off Binance and BitMEX and say, fuck it, what does it look like just for Bybit? Look at that. Another possible sweep for Bybit liquidity. What if it's just Binance? So, I mean, you're doing different things to try and figure out how low could it go on each exchange? How could that see? Like on Binance is different, right? So you can kind of factor in different things. What does CME look like? When, is there going to be a correlation with S&P? And if S&P is going to start dropping in 22 minutes when it comes back, where could it go to? So there really is no right or wrong, Alpizzi. It's different every single time. For this here, I'm going to do something like this. I'll show you. So for this Alpizzi, I don't know if you remember, but I'm going to probably give myself like a $200 cushion. So let's just call it 28750. Okay? Where the POC might be. $200 would mean what? 550. See that, Alpizzi? But there's no right or wrong. Could I get tippy tapped and then stopped out? For sure. So for me, it's about looking at all of the possible ways in which the market makers could try and stop people out. The thesis, it's a stop loss hunt, right? So where do you think if you were in a long from here, where would be your stop? And if you're trying to long here, where would be your stop? And that's where you got to start thinking. A lot of it just has to do with what you've seen in the past, right? So like this sweep was only like $2. And then let's turn on open interest profile here. Yeah, there isn't really open interest to help us out at all. Yeah, so there's things called like ATR and there's different buffer zones that you can try, but for the most part, if you do not want to try and catch that, the best thing to do would be, you could either do this. You could either do dun, 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 and then wait here. Some people, when it does this and the candle closes like that, they get in right there. So like here. See, because that's a sweep structure. You know that, right? The candle has to tuck back in. Some people will market smash right there. There's really no right or wrong. I guess we'll be ready for anything, but I would prefer it happens before. I would love this to happen tonight so that when I wake up and we start the stream, like we make the journey from here to here or something. Jerome Powell, okay. What I want from an FOMC event is I want initial real. FO numbers come out, press conference. That's what I want. But maybe it is gonna just be the number comes out. Fuck. Either way, the levels are the levels, and so I guess I'm gonna just be patient. And you guys already know where my alarms are set, right? All right, y'all. Shout outs to everybody. It's my pleasure, Bullish. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Make sure you guys get some rest. Tomorrow, big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. I need everybody's best tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys bright and early. Make sure you guys get some rest. Shout outs to people in a short. Shout outs to people in a long. I'm rooting for you guys. I should be joining one of those teams shortly. So, hey, you guys are the best, man. Get some rest. I need everybody's best tomorrow. Have a great night. Give me a couple minutes. I'll switch on the exo, all right? All right, man. I'll miss you guys, but I'll see you guys early in the morning tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Sato, take it away. You know what I was just thinking? Imagine if this does a sweep to the bottom, okay? Sato freaks the fuck out. Market smashes bottom shorter, okay? We have his Bato brother, like maybe adding to the short or some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And then we get the sweep. I was just thinking, oh my goodness. That would be so fucked up if that happens. That would be so fucked up if that happens. Pay attention to that, right? Because the joke could be on us. It could nuke through, right? We all know that. But my goodness, I swear, if Sato flips bottom short, we have other homie adding or whatever, getting really excited. Anything is possible too. Yeah, and don't forget that the top sweep that we witnessed together was not a complete comprehensive sweep. So maybe there's an opportunity for a sweep of the sweep up there too. So all things we talked about. So anyways, let me get the fuck out of here. You guys stay safe, all right? Rooting for you guys. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. FOMC, let's get it. Logo says you high as fuck. All right, I'm out of here. Sato, one more time. Let's go. Let's go, Sato, one more time.